Good afternoon. This is Pat O'Connell calling to order a budget approval meeting of the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission. It's Thursday, April 24th, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We've got folks here in the room and we are streaming online. Call the roll, please, Mr. Cameron.
Commissioner Nyber. Commissioner O'Connell.
Here.
Commissioner Aguilera. Present. All the commissioners are here and you have a quorum, Mr. Chair.
Great. I have a pretty simple agenda here. Commissioners, do you have any changes to that? No. We will proceed with the agenda as posted. So next up is public comment. Is there anyone here who would like to provide public comment? And then I'm not seeing a list of people online, so we will assume there's no public comment and move to the next item, which is the highlight of this meeting. Presentation of FY 2026 budget. Presentation will be led by Miranda Mascarenas, who is the ASD Director for the New Mexico Public Regulation Commission. The floor is yours.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Thank you, Mr. Chair. First off, I want to thank you guys for being able to accommodate ASD in holding this special meeting so that we can submit our budget timely before the May 1st deadline. So thank you for that. Greatly appreciate that. Overall, the PRC did well in our fiscal year 26 request. The budget packet that was provided to you all this morning that we discussed in depth yesterday with each of you includes a 19.5% increase in general fund revenue, which is approximately 2.5 million for the PRC for fiscal year 2026. We also received an increase of 293,000 in other state funds, which is fees generated out of our pipeline safety fee fund, as well as about 25,000 of federal revenue, and that is primarily for pipeline safety. We are proposing in our expenditures of the fiscal year 26 budget approximately 2.2 million for employee salaries and benefits. Within that includes 10 additional personnel for the agency. That's 3 positions within the Office of Technical and Policy Advisors, 5 attorneys across hearing examiners, Office of General Counsel, and Legal Division, 1 employee for Utilities Division, and 1 additional employee for Chief of Staff, which would be the consumer outreach position that would allow us to reach even further across the state. In addition to those 10 positions, we also received additional funding for some compensation increases. As you know, we have a lot of very skilled professional employees, and we want to be able to compensate them accordingly, and we want to be able to attract the best there is for the PRC, and that includes across the nation, not just within New Mexico. So that additional funding will help us be able to do that. In addition to our increase in the 200s category, which is personal services, employee benefits, in the contractual services, we received an additional $170,000 for contractual services. And this we're looking to utilize more AI dashboards to increase the public accessibility to the PRC. We want to make us more available, our data more available for the public to be able to access. In our 400s category, which is all other costs, we received an increase of about 400,000. Within this is monies for our H-data licenses for our employees to be able to utilize that, as well as additional monies for the 10 new FTE, including equipment, bar dues, licenses for the platforms that they will need to utilize to conduct their job duties, since most of them are going to be attorney positions. And lastly, I would like to note that the request includes the special appropriation. I'm sorry, the budget includes special appropriations, $1 million for the IT modernization, which will get us to the 2.5 million for the e-docket case, or the case management system, to replace e-docket that is already underway. Lastly, there is 700,000 for community solar in order to initiate that contract for an additional year. I'm not sure that that's going to be the full amount. However, that's what was secured for the fiscal year. And then the innovation of state government, which is can be expended from fiscal year 26 through fiscal year 27, and that's $1 million. And that relates to Senate Bill 83. And with that, I will ask the commission for the approval of the budget unless you all have any other questions for me.
Thank you for that presentation. Commissioners, any questions?
Mr. Chair, I don't have any questions, but I don't know if, well, you have on the agenda closing remarks, so maybe it's more appropriate to comment on the tremendous work that was done to build this budget at that point in time. But I appreciate the time that your staff took with me and the other commissioners yesterday and going through this maybe great depth and more depth than I can even understand, but do appreciate the effort you spent with me yesterday trying to bring me up to speed on the budget of this agency, and I appreciate the efforts that you made. I know the legislative session was long and you were there constantly fighting for what we're seeing before us today. So thank you very much.
Certainly echo those remarks. I have a question, though it might not be directly related to the budget here. With respect to the special appropriations for the $1 million from SB 83, is that, I understand that there's a plan that needs to be presented somewhere, some kind of report, I think by June 30. Is that something that will come back to the commission, or does it not need to?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner, in regard to coming back to the commission for a vote, it does not need to come back to a vote for the commission. The plan essentially in the requirements of Senate Bill 83 is that we submit a plan no later than June 30th on how we plan to spend that money.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and my question was just, these new FTEs, that's gonna open up a big staff recruiting opportunity, and that's great. I mean, if you look at who we've been recruiting, especially lately, got every reason for optimism there. But we're also in this interesting moment where changes at the federal level are creating folks looking for jobs and they're experienced, talented people. So do you have a sense for when I can start telling people to look for the jobs to be posted?
Mr. Chair, the plan is to start posting some of these positions starting on July 1st. And we will sort of evaluate the positions that we can post and cannot, and we'll have to generate a little bit of vacancy savings. But I would anticipate the positions related to the Office of Technical and Policy Advisor, as well as our grid technology specialist position, will be posted July 1st. And I would encourage people to keep an eye out around that time frame if they are interested.
Thank you. Yeah, I just had a conversation this morning. Sounds like people who had applied for jobs at FERC are not necessarily being accepted at FERC at the moment. I'm sure that's a temporary thing, but while that window's open, let's see what we can do, I guess. So anyway, I didn't have any other questions on echo the appreciation you've heard so far. Did you have any questions for us other than, I guess we need to move for?
Mr. Chair, no questions. I do want to add one thing. I also want to thank Lori Narvaez, who is not here with us. She's our budget and finance manager. She is my right hand and sometimes my left hand, especially in putting these budgets together, and works tirelessly to ensure that everything is accurate and She has helped DFA in fixing all the bugs in BFM this year because we were one of the first agencies entering into the system. So I know Lori's watching and I want to also thank Lori for all of her hard work.
Yeah, thank you for highlighting Lori. She's definitely deserves all the praise you're gonna get. Okay, so I will move that the commission accept the FY 2026 budget.
A second.
Mr. Cameron,
Commissioner Nyberg,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Connell,
yes.
Commissioner Aguilar.
Aye.
The motion to adopt the budget passes unanimously, Mr. Chair.
Great, thank you. Yeah, then closing remarks, this is third time through with me and I just have to, not just the accomplishment of this year, but hey, you've accomplished getting me to understand what we're doing here, so. Congratulations. Yeah. Any other closing remarks?
Mr. Chair, I would like to say a few things, based on my observation of, the past month or so. The budget and most agencies have a difficult time with their budgets over in the legislature. And I think our budget speaks to the fact that, the agency and frankly, the people that have been over advocating, for the agency have really done a great job in putting the agency in good stead. And I think the increase that the legislature has given to us really highlights the importance of the work that we're doing. It highlights the restoration of confidence that the legislature has, which is largely in part to the work that you all and Ms. Curry and the staff have done the last 2 years. And so I really think that this is a good budget and we ought to celebrate the increase we have. I know there's some things that we'd like to do that we're not quite there yet. We'll keep working on them, but it really does look to me like Chairman Munoz in Senate Finance and Chairman Small and House Appropriations and their cohorts, Adrian, who's on staff with Senate Finance, really helped us out, took us under their wing and really is allowing us to do some things that needed to be done for some time. So I extend my appreciation to not only Miranda and Lori, but to Joya and to Jerry and you, Mr. Chair, and to others who have been over at the Roundhouse advocating for the agency, but really advocating for the work that we do and the work that is in front of us and the challenges that we're having to meet. And so I just have great appreciation and admiration for all of you in getting us to this point. And hopefully we'll have some more successes in the 30-day session and continue the good work and maybe one of these days find more comfortable quarters. So thank you very much.
Optimism, I like it. Anything? Sure.
Those are really great statements by Commissioner Nyberg, and I also want to recognize that I really appreciate working for the state right now, especially with the way things are going with the federal government right now with federal government employees, and we have momentum and we have support, and I agree with you, Commissioner Nyberg, that just based on the legislative session and the budget, that there is some restoration in confidence in this agency, and that also comes with expectations and responsibilities for us to continue to deliver. And so don't want to lose sight of that. I think that we have been improving a lot, and We are, we have the resources. Maybe we don't have everything that we want, but we do have the resources and the desire to continue to improve. And so I think that's what this does for us. And I really appreciate all of staff's work because we're a big team, looking for trying to achieve the same goal. So thank you all for doing your part.
Thank you, and I don't wanna reiterate anything that's been said, it's all been said better than I think I can do, but it's just a moment of reflection. I agree, we should acknowledge in the moment that this is a endorsement that we've been getting better, and also I think it's also a motivation and a challenge to continue and find ways to grow together and do even better and more with what we've been given here, so. And again, credit to everybody who works here. I mean, all of us have been around New Mexico and the state government long enough. This doesn't happen without people pulling in the same direction, so. Thank you, Miranda, but take that on behalf of everybody. Anything else? I will see you next week in Washington and motion to adjourn. So we're adjourned. Thank you.